Every investor dreams of striking it rich, but most never realize that the greatest threats to their wealth aren't lurking in the markets, they hiding in their own minds. The truth is, the biggest mistakes in investing aren't about picking the wrong stock or missing the next big trend. They're about falling into the same psychological traps that have ruined fortunes for centuries. Today, we're exposing the 7 deadly sins of investing so you can spot them, avoid them, and build a portfolio that stands the test of time. Let's start with the first sin: greed. It's the fuel behind every bubble, every Ponzi scheme, and every get-rich-quick fantasy. Greed whispers that you can double your money overnight, that you're smarter than the market, that this time is different. But history says otherwise. From the tulip mania of the 1600s to the dot-com crash and the crypto craze, greed has always ended the same way, with pain, regret, and empty pockets. The antidote? Set realistic goals, stick to your plan, and remember that slow and steady wins the race. The second sin is fear. Fear keeps you on the sidelines when opportunity knocks. It convinces you to sell at the bottom, to panic when markets drop, and to miss out on the long-term gains that come from staying invested. The best investors know that volatility is normal, corrections are healthy, and the market rewards patience. If you let fear drive your decisions, you'll always be chasing safety and missing out on growth. Next comes pride. Pride tells you that you can't be wrong, that your research is flawless, that you're immune to mistakes. It blinds you to new information, makes you double down on losing bets, and keeps you from learning from your errors. The market is a humbling teacher. The most successful investors are the ones who admit when they're wrong, cut their losses, and keep learning. The fourth sign is envy. In the age of social media, it's easier than ever to compare your returns to everyone else's. You see friends bragging about their latest wins, influencers flaunting their portfolios, and you start to wonder if you're missing out. Envy leads to chasing trends, copying others, and abandoning your own strategy. But remember, most people exaggerate their successes and hide their failures. Focus on your own goals, not someone else's highlight reel. Sloth is the fifth sin, and it's more dangerous than you think. Sloth isn't just about doing nothing, it's about failing to do your homework, ignoring your portfolio, and hoping things will work out on their own. The market rewards those who pay attention, who rebalance, who stay informed. You don't need to trade every day, but you do need to take responsibility for your investments. The sixth sin is gluttony, the urge to have it all, to own every hot stock, to jump into every new asset class. Gluttony leads to over-diversification, to portfolios so scattered that they lose focus and power. The best investors are selective. They know what they own, why they own it, and they're not afraid to say no to distractions. Finally, there's wrath. Wrath shows up when you let emotions take over, when you rage at the market, blame others for your losses, or make revenge trades to get even. Anger clouds judgment, fuels impulsive decisions, and turns investing into a battle instead of a strategy. The market doesn't care about your feelings. The only way to win is to stay calm, stay rational, and stick to your plan. So, are you guilty of any of these sins? The truth is, we all are at some point. The difference between successful investors and everyone else isn't perfection, it's self-awareness. The best investors know their weaknesses, put guardrails in place, and learn from their mistakes. How do you avoid these deadly sins? Start by building a plan. Know your goals, your risk tolerance, and your time horizon. Automate your investments so you're not tempted to time the market. Diversify, but don't overdo it. Review your portfolio regularly, but don't obsess over every tick. And most importantly, keep your emotions in check. Remember, investing isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. The market will test you, tempt you, and try to shake your confidence. But if you can recognize the 7 deadly sins, resist their pull, and stay focused on your long-term goals, you'll be miles ahead of the crowd. The next time you're tempted by a hot tip, a scary headline, or a friend's overnight success, ask yourself, which sin is whispering in my ear? Then take a step back, breathe, and remember that the real secret to wealth isn't to beating the market, it is beating your own worst instincts. Please subscribe to channel.